Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate all your support. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. You're enjoying the content. Smash that like button. Let's get the video out for other people to see and enjoy as well. Really do appreciate it. Huge news for you Indiana Fever fans. I know you've been stressing out with no talk at all, no leaks, no rumors about what's going on with the Fever till they made a big splash yesterday with one of the Splash sisters, Kelsey Mitchell, re-signing, coming back to the Indiana Fever. And yes, now we have another one. Now, I don't believe it can be official until tomorrow, February 1st, but it looks like the Indiana Fever have agreed to signing, as you can see, breaking news, signing free agent Natasha Howard, bringing her back home to the franchise that drafted her. She was playing for the Dallas Wings. She'll be entering her 12th season, but she has had a phenomenal career. She's a former WNBA champ. She's a former All-Star. She was in 2019, she was Defensive Player of the Year. She's made two All-Defensive teams. I think everyone loves the sound of that in Indiana. She's been top 5 MVP voter. She's been all first team WNBA. She is coming off a season where she averaged 17.6 points, which, by the way, is the second most points per game she has averaged in her career. I believe it was 2019, which was probably her best season overall when she was Defensive Player of the Year. She averaged, I think, 18.1. She averaged 6.7 rebounds. She can grab some boards. She also dished out 2.7 assists. So she has good vision as well. And as we all know, she's doing this at a position at which the Indiana Fever are woefully inadequate. They have no depth. Basically, now to be fair, I would like to see Saxton get some time at the four. I don't know if that's, and we really haven't gotten a chance to see what she could do other than glimpses here and there. But right now, basically, what you're looking at is Melissa Smith with obviously Temi Bentley going in the expansion draft. So this is a key piece for the Indiana Fever. Now, it's not a long term, right? So here's what I look how I look at that and think why I think it is really good. It is no, it is not long term. However, it is ideal for the short term because they didn't mortgage the future, right? That's one of the keys for me when you're looking at trying to balance championships. When you have a player like Caitlin Clark and you know you're going to be able to compete for a lot of years, teams a lot of times make that mistake of all about win right now. And if you don't, you've got nothing left after that. So they signed her, didn't give up anything, right? It's just the signing. They didn't give up anything. They didn't mortgage their future. No Grace Berger being traded for her, no first round pick being traded for her. She's coming here to be as good as she can be for as long as she can be, even if that's 1, 2, or 3 years. And that's okay because the Fever can still be planning and building for the future as well. So in that case, I absolutely love this pick. We have a bona fide baller in the WNBA and Natasha Howard. As you can see here, just real quick, I said it was 18.1. That was probably her best year ever. 2019, 18.1 points for Seattle, 8.2 rebounds, 2.1 assists. I mean, she's in the last since 2018, she's been at least 1.3 steals per game as well. The last 3 years, she's always been 2+ assists per game, 7+ rebounds a game, 6.7 this past year. So, and she is more of a traditional post up player. I will say that this is not a player that will is she's not a stretch force. She's not going to stretch the court, but we already saw that we could do that effectively when, or I should say, before Alyssa Smith went off the rails, the team could be effective with her on the court. And Bentley, same thing, not a 3-point shooter, so we didn't have. It's not a step back where we say, all right, but now we got a player who can't space the floor. She's not going to need to, I don't think. She played up tempo in Dallas, and again with Howard. If Smith, and I don't know about Smith. Right now, I'm obviously talking like she's coming back and they're going to be playing the same position, so we'll see how that works out. But and this could also mean, hey, they're going to get rid of Smith now that they've signed Howard. But I don't know. I'm going to assume that she's there, so that means probably a little bit of split time, Maybe Dantas is going to play more center. Now Dantas is a forward but she can stretch, right? Obviously, we all know that Dantas shoots the three very well. She can play in the post as well, so she has that flexibility. So we'll see how that goes. But will Natasha Howard play 30 minutes a game? That's also what's crazy. That's the second most minutes per game she's played. Her last 2 years have been career highs for her in minutes per game, but I don't know that they'll need that from her. Dantas, who oversees from what I'm seeing, she's shaken off the rust. She's gotten back in shape from that injury when she popped on to Indiana halfway through the season, she was coming off an injury, so she was gonna be not in shape and definitely not in shape to play Caitlin Clark ball, and she was going to be rusty, and we saw she got better and better, and I think she's going to come in this season ready to step on the gas pedal from day one. So that's gonna be huge as well. So Natasha Howard, depending on how things go with Melissa Smith, may be able to only play 20, 25 minutes. And I mean that as a positive entering her 12th season, where she's not going to have to go out there and gas herself trying to play 30, 32, 33 minutes a game. She can go all out for the amount of time she plays, whether that's 15, 20, 25 minutes, which would probably make her even more effective than she would be if she had to play 30, 35 minutes a game. So in that respect, I think that's actually good. Like I said, if I'm looking the drawbacks I'm looking back at to me initially are not that big a deal. I think they're far outweighed by the positives. I will say again, those drawbacks, she doesn't stretch the floor, right? She's not going to be a 3-point threat when they are in the half court offense. She's more of a post player. So the downsides of that is I think the team is better when you have somebody like Dantas on the court as opposed to a Smith or a Fag-Benley, because Dantas, you can post her up if that's where you want to go, but you all also get her out on outside the three-point line to stretch the defense, which does something else. It opens up the lane to allow Caitlin Clark to operate and to beat players off the dribble, get to the basket for layups or for dishes to get teammates easy buckets, whether it's AB to lay one in or it's just to kick it back out to Alexi or a Kelsey or a Dantas to get an easy open three. If you're going to play a half court where you're going to have both Cloud and Boston maybe playing down low, I don't like that idea. I don't think you want to crowd the paint like that because I think that makes Caitlin Clark less effective as a player because it clogs the lane. It doesn't allow her to create off the dribble and get into the paint because there isn't any space in the paint, and you want that space for Caitlin Clark to be able to get in there and make things happen, whether it's her own bucket or getting a an easy dish to Aaliyah Boston for a layup. Like I said, kick it back out to Kelsey or Lexi or who it might be. But overall, I got to say, overall, and I don't mean to put a damper on anyone who was like waiting and waiting and waiting for the Fever to make a move. I'll say if you're gonna tell me if you're gonna ask me thumbs up, thumbs down, it's thumbs up. I just want to put out there in my analysis and what I know of Natasha Howard and this play and how it affects the Fever. Just kind of say, hey, these are the things that are like, I'm not so sure about. These are the positives that I think are much better and far outweigh those negative things. I think Natasha Howard is a baller. I think coming to a team like the Fever, especially if she's adding depth, is going to be a great situation from her. And from everything we've seen from the Indiana Fever, once they got through this first season and kind of took a step back and looked at it all and were like, we got to make some changes, they have become what looks like from the outside a top tier organization from top down. They know what they're doing. They're professionals. They want to go win championships. And like I said with Kelsey Mitchell too, right? Unlike, Sabali out there announcing, yeah, I'm not going back to Dallas. And, I'm where you put that out there, which I think is dumb, and I've said that any players that do that, man, work behind the scenes. There was nothing from the Indiana Fever. They are not putting out rumors. They are not allowing leaks. They are just doing their work behind the scenes, and when it's time to announce, they will announce. They treated Kelsey Mitchell like gold with that homecoming. Caitlin Clark showed up for that. You've got this signing out of nowhere. I'm not saying there weren't times where people are just, we're all speculating and throwing out names, but there was nothing from the Fever about this that any of us saw. not that I'm aware of in terms of Natasha Howard. So I'm going to leave it there. I think this is a great signing for the Indiana Fever. We'll see what this does make me wonder what's going to happen with Melissa Smith. Like, you can go two ways. It's like, okay, they've got that depth player, and Melissa Smith is staying. Now they've got depth at that position. Or is it, hey, this is Melissa Smith's replacement, and now they're really going to go hard with shopping Melissa Smith and getting something else and getting something in return at another position because they've got Natasha Howard. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Really, really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.